everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews, and I just posted my channel update, so if you've seen that, here's what I promised that I was going to be doing, because I wanted to do something today, and I was thinking about just something that I wouldn't mind doing, and I realized that Belinda, one of my loyal subscribers, most loyal subscribers I have, she paid for Doctor Who Season 9 for me to finish it, and I haven't done any of them in a while, and so I was like, yeah, I'll do a Doctor Who today. Kind of forgot where we left off. The last one was the whole sleep, the Sandman episode. But we had been teased before about seeing Maisie Williams as a Shielder. Isn't that the same name as the guy from fucking Lord of the Rings? Or is that a Shieldor? Or Shieldar? I don't know. Anyway, Maisie Williams is me. We see her in the present in a phone picture that somebody took. She like photobombed somebody. And it was meant to get the doctor's attention, and so in this episode I thought, oh, okay, cool, we got the return of Maisie. I'm really happy to see that. You know, I like Maisie Williams a lot. She's a pretty nice, cool actress, and her work on Game of Thrones, despite the way the show ended, was, to me, never really in doubt. I think she's a fantastic little actress. And so, when this episode was over, I was floored. Wow. Because this just felt like another one of those, like it wasn't the finale, right? Or, I mean, you could say it's part of the three-part finale, because this was to be continued. But what a way to end your first part. I was not ready for this. And I even was in denial about it until I did research on what happens after this episode a little bit. Without going into a lot of details, just kind of skipping, like I was skimming articles to see just what it was I wanted to hear. And so, I mean, if you've seen this, you clicked on it, there was a spoiler warning at the beginning of the video. So Clara dies. Clara actually dies, and I was not ready for it. I kept saying, you know, something's going to happen. Something's going to step in. I'm sure a million other people, millions and millions of people were hoping that that was what was going to happen. Watching this live, I never knew this. This was never spoiled for me. I had no idea that Clara Oswald dies in her run. I thought that she would figure out, like, she just, you know, live her life. How many of these, because I know that what's her nuts from Jumanji, Nebula, Karen Gillan's character died under Matt Smith, so it's like she wasn't. Didn't it go from Karen Gillan to Clara? Right? That's how it went, right? And so, like, the last two, like, the doctors lost the last two companions. Like, Matt Smith and her were, you know, like in Clara, though, like, he lost. He really, I don't know what his relationship was with Karen Gillan's character. But I know it was a devastating loss. Of course it would be. But Matt Smith's and her, when Clara and Matt Smith's character met, it seemed kind of like they had a thing by the end of it. Like when the introduction to Peter Capaldi came up, he was telling her, "I'm not your boyfriend." Now I know that they probably never like kissed or anything like that, but I mean, I think there was this thing between them, which is what I'm gathering from everything that I hear over the course of like all these episodes and lore and stuff I see on the internet, and Twitters, and is that there was something there. And so when, you know, she got over that in time and, you know, got with Danny Pink, and then Danny Pink dies, and she starts going down this path of self-destruction where she just kind of was running towards death. And so this wasn't like it's a surprise. I guess it shouldn't have been like, I just thought that they would work it out differently instead of putting her in a situation so mundane, and I think that's part of the like. And as far as mundane situations go, this is not mundane, but like a mundane kind of situation to die from, and I think that that's the point. That death just comes in these like weird in an episode that you just wouldn't think would be that this dire. It's a simple situation that got more complex because of the writing decision to have the character change, try to save one person and put it on herself so that she knew that Maisie's me would remove it from her, but like what she didn't know was the whole rules about quantum shades when she did it. And so it's a clever loophole to put in there to get that's how Clara gets killed, is a mistake on her part. And you could say that that's true to the character because, she's always trying to do something for other people. And that it just, sometimes people die. And there's nothing anybody can do. And like at the beginning, she's the one trying to tell him about, isn't there a nice way to tell about somebody that they're about to die? It was telegraphed pretty clearly now when I look at it that this was going to be that kind of episode. But I just never, since it's been a while since I watched it, and it's early in the morning when I was watching it and putting all this together, I still haven't processed it. So I had to actually go online and look. Did Clara really die? Because that was just, it was hard watching that. And we haven't even really gotten to the episode proper. But like after all this time, right, everybody's talked about this episode forever, right? I even took a bunch of notes. I took a bunch of notes to keep myself, like where I could look down and go, okay, I know what I'm talking about. But so I had to look it up, and there's some time business. The doctor does some stuff with Clara, so like her character's not gone from the show. It's basically like when the Raven hits her, the doctor basically saves her at this moment in time, plucks her out of time, but then puts her back in that so that they can make sure that her death is like a part of chronicled history. And if you remove her for some reason, everything just goes kablooey. But so she's dead, but her character will be back for the end parts of this. Like I think in the finale, the last episode 12. But I'm really sad to see her go like this. I knew she was going to be leaving, but I just didn't think she was going to die. And I disagree with that choice. Except, like, again, you could say story-wise they were building towards it, because once she lost Danny, she lost the will to live. And she basically just kind of was rushing towards death. She wanted to live, but I think that at the same time she didn't mind dying. And that's a brave thing for the character to do, but honestly, I still could have lived without her dying. But I guess that's just, it's fresh and new in it, but it's really sad. Like, it's really hitting me. Like, I'm not gonna cry or nothing, but it's just, I like her. I like her, and why don't I see her in more things? Seriously. Also, I want to talk about one thing that just kind of about Doctor Who and my experience overall while doing these is these episodes, man. They may, this was like a 46-minute episode, but boy does this feel like I just watched like a whole hour and a half movie. These things are dense, man. I actually I don't usually look at like the time on something, like, or I'll pull that up and go, what time is it? How much time has gone by? There is so much stuff jammed into these episodes. I'm telling you, man, you really get your money's worth. It really does feel like sitting in a whole theater for like 90 minutes. But this episode was kind of like started out, I liked the idea of like a smuggler's cove, or think of like in the place in Hellboy where all the magical creatures hid in that. But in this, it's like an alien secret streets. And I mean, seriously, it's in the fucking name, Trap Street. The whole thing was a trap to begin with, which is pretty on the nose, but like pretty clever at the same time. Like, because they had a reason for it to be called Trap Streets. That it was like, I liked that they talked about cartographers and that they would put these secret streets in there so that if they knew somebody, they could tell if somebody stole their map by the design of their map, like if they had that name on one of their streets. And that's where the trap streets go. And it's a pretty clever thing. I like the idea of aliens hiding out. And I was just so excited to see a Shielder back, or me. I liked them explaining this world, this part of their world, the lurkworms that create the telepathic field, that give the energy telepathic waves to hide what they look like. You know, this like camouflage that they have. That's like a TV image over something. I like the whole no violence thing and all that. But then when they started explaining Riggsy's tattoo and what he had done and all this, it all started seeming really shady right off from the bat. Like, and also, geez, man, black people get railroaded even in the freaking alien world. Like, oh, let's call this guy here and sentence him to death so we can trap the doctor. It's not fair. Call a white person. Um, I also thought that the whole idea of the face the Raven thing was a very it follows kind of thing. I liked that, where it's like this thing that'll follow you. You can run to the ends of the earth, but eventually it will catch up to you. I like that idea. I just wish it didn't happen to Clara. Watching her inaudible scream, because I was when they showed the first guy get killed and he's all like, ah! I'm like, oh fuck. Like, is that what's gonna happen to Claire? Because I had this pegged kind of early on, where I'm like, if this is what happens, like, because I predicted she was going to take the tattoo off him and put it on herself, and so I started trying to mentally prepare. As like, well, if this happens, is that what it's gonna sound like when she dies? But I wouldn't allow myself to fully commit to going down that road because I'm like, no, they'll save her. They'll save her. Nope. I did like the Jane Austen reference. I think that they threw that in there because this character basically was new. You know, was like fuck it, even though she did act surprised at the end, where it's like, oh, we're not gonna fix it, huh? We always fix it. Oh no, and how quickly she accepted it. But like when she talked about Jane Austen and her pranking people, and that she alluded to this. She says, "Take that as you will," when she's like, "I love her" or something like that, meaning that her and Jane Austen kind of have a thing going on throughout time. Well, they go back and forth apparently. They hang out, or they did. Um, but they have there's a trap where the doctor puts this teleporter on to unlock the girl that they said was dead. So this all, like, there was no even murder. They just needed to get the doctor there, so that he put his key in there so that it would lock, and he's walking right into the trap because he just kind of wants to see where it goes. And lo and behold, that's when Maisie shows up, and you find out that thing's going to take him somewhere, and we don't know. Or at least I don't know right now. Like I said, when I looked ahead, I was skimming. I was skimming a lot. Although I do believe it has to do with Gallifrey and all that stuff. So that's what's coming. The doctor goes... When he went off on Maisie, that was amazing. I mean, I know she, like... Of course Clara tells him to stop, but... I just wanted to keep going. Like, he... I know that maybe some people don't like that because they don't like to see the doctor get like that, but... I enjoyed it for a minute because I like that. The universe is a pretty small place when I'm angry with you. I really like that touch. And also I kept wondering, because this is a ticking clock episode, and I'm like, there's no way that they did all this in that allotted time, right? I mean, this is a time travel show, but I think that realistically, for all the places that they go and how calmly they were sitting down during some of these earlier conversations, so I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that a lot more time has probably had to go past. But that's just a small detail. In the end, this is the goodbye to Clara Oswald's character, and I'm really glad that she was my first companion. That sounds so fucking weird. Like I'm talking about my first hooker or something. I really enjoyed my time with my first companion. I mean, that's what they called them in Firefly, right? Was companions, was prostitutes. Anyway, I don't think Clara Oswald's a prostitute. Please don't take that from it. But I really like that Clara Oswald was my favorite. It's going to be a hard act for me for anybody else to top. I've seen a couple of the episodes with Christopher Eccleston's um, companion, the one that was on Penny Dreadful. What, Billy something? Dang it! Why can't I remember her name? Um, and she was fine, but it was very early 2000s. So her hair was kind of distracting. In fact, her hair looked very much like it was from the 80s. But anyway, I digress. We're here talking about this. So Jenna Coleman says her kind of goodbye for now until she comes back in the finale, where we get to do a proper goodbye. I think maybe that was what I was going for. Um, I also noticed that, man, people were really critical of some of this stuff. I don't know why. Like, this was good. This was really good. I think that the way that they handled it, all small scale, and that sometimes people just die. And that in this kind of COVID-19 world right now, people are just going that way too. Like, it's just like somebody will just tell me, oh, hey, so and so. Like, I just found out somebody died from that. And I'm like, I thought they were fine. Like, I thought they were getting better, and somebody died, and I was just like, holy shit, they're just gone. And it's happening all over the place. And sorry, guys, I just noticed something. It's happening to one of my posters over there. It's called Gravity, and I think gravity is pulling one of my posters down. It's happened to a couple of posters in my room, and I think I'm going to have to fix that as soon as I'm done, because it's my Winter Soldier one, and I don't want it to fall and break. So, uh, way to go off the rails here at the end. So Jenna Coleman, I hardly knew ye. Hopefully I see you in more things, because I really liked you on this. And Peter Capaldi kills it as always, and Maisie Williams is fantastic as always. And yeah, I don't see why. I mean, yeah, an episode like this is definitely not going to please everybody. But while I'm still in shock, I'm going to take some time to reflect on this while this exports and uploads and comes up on the channel. I want to thank Belinda for really getting me into this show, and I'm looking forward to when I get around to doing the last two. And I'll probably do the last two as one big review, so look forward to that coming sometime in the near future. So if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell for all notifications. If you like this t-shirt, this Doctor Who t-shirt that has all the guys in a kind of a diagonal here, from Eccleston, Smith, Tennant, and I can't remember this one, the one with the scarf. You can get this on like T-Fury. I think you can find it pretty much anywhere if you go to eBay. You can find me on Twitter at reviews_gun if you want to follow me there. Otherwise, this is Rob, and we will see you on another Doctor Who video. Or something else. Bye.